When it comes to the organization of a classroom, I want you to try and picture this. Rows of wooden desks, uncomfortable plastic chairs, students sitting and listening, and a teacher at the front. This classroom is very teacher-centered. It is not focused on student engagement, but yet we believe that that kind of setup is where learning will take place. For the dyslexic learner, this can be really challenging because they might be able to just fly under the radar and the teacher doesn't notice their struggles because they look like they're paying attention, but they're really lost in the lesson. As adults, we're choosing flexible seating or standing desk options, and we can do that same thing for children in our classroom.
There are many different flexible seating options within a classroom setting, including rocking chairs, wiggle stools, standing desk or standing itself, or even the way a child sits in their chair. It's not only the chair or stool that a child is sitting in, but it also has to do with the layout of desks or tables within a classroom to allow for the least amount of distractions as possible.
A U shape of desks allows the teacher to easily move from one to the other so that if a child is struggling, they can get there and help and make the corrections that are needed. Tables provide a great way for children to collaborate with each other. This can be a huge benefit to the dyslexic learner. Also consider the way you have your materials organized. If a student can quickly find pencil and paper, you've decreased the time they are away from learning and increasing their engagement in your lesson. The classroom is not the only location where learning takes place. You could take your class to the library and work on alphabetizing. You could take your class to the dining hall and work on math. Outside is a wonderful place for students to learn, and while you might be sitting there saying, but they'll be distracted, but they'll find other things to look at. The change in environment can often re-engage a student. Doing what is necessary for a student is not a reflection of poor teaching. It's actually the opposite. It's the acknowledgement that a teacher has recognized a student's difficulty and is addressing it so that they can learn in their classroom.
Once you see how much fun the kids are having and how engaged they are, and it's interesting to watch because the kids who typically don't participate or might be a little bit nervous, it kind of relaxes them a little bit. It kind of takes away some of the pressure because they're up and moving and kind of having more fun. So there's not one way that they're supposed to be sitting or standing, and they're engaged. They love it.